What is up, all you guys and gals? And hello, my name is Fanfic Girl, and today I'm going to be reading a supernatural one-shot on Quote F, and today it's going to be about Sam Winchester. It's a Sam Winchester X-Reader. Okay, and this is by Anime Love Vanity. Okay, I hope I'm getting that right. It's easy, but I like her writing. It's pretty cool. Okay. To begin. I think you're being unreasonable, Sam. Silence. This isn't exactly the most mature thing you could be doing right now. You know? Silence. Dean sighed. All right, man, whatever. The car ride was uncomfortable between the two, and Dean knew not to prod and poke at an annoyed Sam. But at this point, he really couldn't care less. Well, if you're not together anymore, then I'll give her a call and we can hook up. Sam whipped around and raised his fist. You want to kill both of us? Sam lowered his hand slowly. That's what I thought, Dean said smugly. We're still together, Sam muttered after another uncomfortable silence. Dean said, not really listening to his brother's protest. We're just fighting is all, Sam said. Then make up, Dean said simply, and Sam stayed silent. A lot of guys would love to take advantage of someone like that, Sammy. If you had just agreed to bring her along with us. Fine, okay, fine, Dean, Sam said and whipped out his phone calling her. A few weeks passed and everyone seemed to be adjusted to having one extra person on the team. Cass was even happy to see her around more often. Dean just was glad because he could rub it in Sam's face that he was right, and Sam was just happy because he had your name with him now. It was all that he had with him, that he had your name with him now. It was all he needed. And knowing that he could keep her safe by his side was enough to continue and let her go on all these dangerous hunts with the two of them. I don't know how I feel about you going and flirting with someone else just for the sake of a case. Sam had continued to openly mouth his displeasure on her and Dean's side, and Dean's idea, and it was starting to get a little old. Come on, Sam. I don't know why you're worried. I can handle myself. Sam stomped his foot almost like a child would do, and then looked away. No, it's not that. He trailed off, and her eyes widened at the sudden realization. Sammy, are you jealous? Dean teased with a smirk on his face. Sam just blushed softly and looked away without denying or agreeing. She smiled softly and pecked his cheek with a kiss. He turned his head to look at her, and she pecked his lips. I think it's cute, she said, and giggled at Sam's face as Sam's face became a vibrant red. Don't worry. I only have eyes for you. Her eyes suddenly trailed down his body to below his waist and then back up to his face. She winked, and he had to turn his face before she could see his blush spread to his ears. Anyway, he stuttered out, and added a cough at the end. Let's just get this over with so we can move on with the case. Sam walked out of the motel room, and Dean and her looked at each other and smirked. How do I look? She asked, stepping over to the Impala, and Sam's eyes widened at the sight of her. He quickly rushed to her and took his plaid shirt off, draping it over her shoulders, leaving him in just a white V-neck t-shirt. Like I'm going to beat someone's ass by the end of the night, he frowned. He really wasn't happy with this idea at all. She didn't entirely understand why, though, considering he was going to be there the entire time. It's not like she would actually try to hook up with someone, especially not the person she was supposed to be after. It was a shapeshifter, and he was concerned about her flirting with him. He was jealous over the fact that she would be flirting with a shapeshifter instead of him for 15 minutes. She sighed. She wasn't sure whether she should laugh or give him a harsh slap in the face for acting so ridiculous about it. All right, we need to get along. The club opens in about 10 minutes, and the shapeshifter will be surrounded by women if we don't get there early enough. Dean quickly dived into the passenger seat, and Sam joined her in the back seat. Oh, hell no, I'm not getting handcuffed to you two, Dean whipped around to look at the two, and she rolled her eyes. We don't really have time right now, Dean, she reminded him, and with an annoyed huff, he turned back around and started driving. Now, Sam, don't get jealous just because I'm flirting with some creature who we're about to kill. She winked and then walked off to the already sweaty crowd for the dance floor. Sam watched her hips swayed in every way that he loved, and he felt himself gulp. He knew he was being ridiculous, especially when she was just trying to distract a shapeshifter so they could kill it, but it was hard not to get bothered when that sway of her hips was walking towards someone else and not him. He got a shot from the bar and drowned it quickly, eyes still focused intently on your name. It took a few minutes longer than they had originally anticipated, to actually get the shapeshifter to get up and walk out of the club with your name. But when they finally started moving, Sam had headed towards the door before Dean had even managed to pay for the drinks. She was a bit concerned due to how intently the shapeshifter was looking at her, and she felt her back hit the wall as he finally managed to trap her in the alleyway. She knew Sam and Dean were about to bust out and kill the thing any minute, but man, did they sure enjoy taking their time. Its breath smelled awful, and she tried flinching away when it placed its hand on her right cheek. It was about to lean in before it went still and fell to the ground. She looked up and saw a sweaty and panting Sam standing in front of you. Your eyes flicked from the dead shapeshifter on the ground and back up to your panting boyfriend, and you just smirked. Well, that's quite a jealous. Well, I know I'm messing up so much. I don't usually read. This is, hang on, where was I? Oh. Her eyes flicked up from the dead shapeshifter on the ground back up to her panting boyfriend, and she just smirked. Well, that's quite a jealous streak you got there. I wouldn't even want to know what would have happened if he managed to plant a kiss. Sam carefully stepped over the dead creature and put his hand on her right cheek. She leaned in against its touch and closed her eyes. She heard him chuckle softly and felt his lips press against her other cheek. Lightly feathering kisses until he reached her lips, where he kissed her passionately, wantingly, and a bit protectively. She pulled away and reached around to slap his... Oh my gosh, I'm not uncomfortable with this. I'm so uncomfortable! But, come on. Dean's probably waiting for us in the Impala, she said, and took his hand, leading him out of the dark alley. Dean's scoff of disgust was the only thing that seemed to distract Sam from her in the hour and a half the three of them had been on the road. Sam hadn't let her move from where he positioned her in between his arms, and every now and again would alternate between nipping at her neck and feathering her in kisses. I mean, seriously, guys, we're still in the car, in case you forgot, Dean said, and groaned as Sam bit her neck a bit harshly. She let out a squeak. Don't forget, Sam tried talking against her skin. Well, didn't forget. Sam tried talking against her skin, but Dean and her were only able to catch a few words, as the rest were lost in her neck. Care. Dean rolled his eyes. Don't care. Sam finally managed out. Dean scoffed again, and then she threw a blanket over them. At least you don't have to see us now, she said, and Dean just let out another annoyed scoff. She looked up at her, moving some loose strands of her hair from her face, and then brought her lips back down to his for probably the 1,000th kiss that night. Love you, he muttered between kisses. I love you. The two jumped as they heard the radio start playing, and then they both laughed as they realized it was Dean getting fed up with the two of them. She leaned down and kissed him. I love you too. She spoke softly over the music, and Sam flipped them over so he was on top. You'll have to prove it, he whispered in her ear, and she giggled. I'll be happy to. Okay. My opinion of the story, it's a good story. I love how it is written. It's really awesome. You guys should really read it. I suck at reading, but I'm going to try. Because I believe that With time, I'll get better.